Spider-Man, the 90s animated cartoon.
You know it's called the animated series, right?
Damn it!
you had
Right.
one job.
TAS. I'm looking at it.
It says it everywhere. TAS,
Yeah.
TAS. Yeah, leave that in, motherfucker.
Season 2, episode 1 and 2.
Insidious.
The Insidious Six, and then what's the second one called? The Battle of the Six.
Right. Before we get started,
Yes.
let us go to the dictionary to see what insidious is defined. It's an adjective, proceeding in gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. Their example is, sexually transmitted diseases can be insidious and sometimes without symptoms. The secondary definition is treacherous and crafty, tangible proof of an insidious alliance.
I think it's probably the first one.
You can take that direction. The fact that sexually transmitted disease is all over this, and that's now my default for this episode, is amazing. Amazing.
It's the STD6.
Which wouldn't be a bad team name, just a bad member.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want jerseys for that.
No, I don't want to be a part of it.
I'm chlamydia. Number 4.
I'm good. This was huge when I was a kid. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, everyone loved Spider-Man.
I loved it.
But the fact you were finally getting a Sinister Six, and so early in the fucking series too, right?
Yes, it's the first 2 episodes of the season. This is when it started to serialize. Like, the first season was all introductions of villains.
Correct.
And now this is them coming together, right?
If you can say that.
Well, being put... Yeah, okay, fair enough.
We'll get there.
Yeah, they got put together by...
The Kingpin.
The Kingpin.
Wilson Fisk. And even their assembling is hilarious. This is
this is kind of cool because it opens up with, like, remember Spider-Man's talking to his gargoyle?
Right, Bruce.
And his name's Bruce.
Yes, yeah.
Bruce Wayne, right?
Which I think is a nod to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. He's like, well, Bruce, I was like, this is the Spidey, because we haven't watched this, I haven't watched this in a while. So I was like, this is the Spidey that I knew, like the one that just would talk to himself, and he was quick-witted, and he was kind of a joker.
This is what I forgot about this show. After he talks to Bruce, it proceeds to show us 2 flashbacks to already like shot animation that they cut into this show.
Yeah.
And this show is full of fucking stock footage.
Yes.
Of other animation.
Yes.
I was like, God damn, you motherfuckers are lazy.
Like when they have conversations.
Oh my gosh.
The same head
when he's jumping over boxes, I was like, I've seen this scene before in episodes prior to this. So clearly, like, this is almost a flashback episode. It's like 60% stock footage.
Yeah.
It's
it's
not pretty.
You kind of come to realize that every episode.
Yeah, my childhood was a lie.
Yeah.
Like, you get the entire episode. Like, love the intro because it gives you flashes of everybody that's in it. Like, you see Punisher in the intro of the cartoon.
Yep.
And like, oh great, this is great. Then you get to a Punisher episode and it's like 60% like episode I've already seen.
Yep.
And then he just stalks. They
it's
insert in Punisher for like 2 lines. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the animation is not the greatest.
They did not want to pay for like more animation, essentially, right? Like,
right.
But you know.
But anyways,
after the flashbacks, he's just climbing around. He starts to lose grip, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because he's talking about like his lack of companionship.
Mm-hmm.
He flashes about MJ and Felicia Hardy, right? And he's like, oh, da, da, and then all of a sudden, yeah, like you're saying, he slips.
He's climbing a wall and he slips. He's like, what? That never happened.
This is the start of him, yeah. Oh no, I'm losing my powers.
Right, and this is the fucked up thing. He loses his grip to the wall, but forgets he has web shooters and just falls. Like, there's a scene where he's just falling down. And he tries to grab a wall and then he lands in the garbage. It's like, you fucking idiot! Like,
he lands in a dumpster full of feathers.
It's like,
everybody comes.
How convenient, right? Like all that fun. But you have fucking web shooters, and last time I checked in this cartoon, you're smart enough to have built those, right? It's not. Yep. It's not movie version where it's in your blood.
I guess he was just so. I guess the whole argument is that he was so shocked that he wasn't sticking.
Sure.
Anymore.
The one thing is a later scene kind of helps how dumb he seems in this scene. So we'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I definitely made a note about that.
Yeah, and then they go to the crime lords meeting with like Fisk and Silvermane.
I wrote
Hammerhead.
Kingpin meets with the 5 families and Wolverine's cousin.
Owl.
There's that guy.
Owl.
I was like, wait a minute. So I laughed at that.
Yeah,
it was definitely the Godfather moment of the series.
So they're basically giving Kingpin a hard time because he hasn't taking care of Spider-Man yet.
Which I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
And then they fucking like Silverman in like a I don't know, in like a dick measuring competition. All of a sudden, just ties him to the chair. Yeah. And it's like, why tie him at all? What are you doing?
And then fucking and breaks out. He's like, don't do that. And then pushes the TV's like, this is where Spider-Man is. Like completely like forgets that.
Yeah.
In any
so
like,
why did that happen?
I would assume in any crime meeting, if you tie me to a chair, I'm shooting you in the fucking face. Like you don't respect me enough to like not tie me to a fucking chair.
That's what I'm saying.
And you're fucking, and he could diesel anyone.
He's huge.
The only one that he may have a problem fighting is
Tombstone.
Or well,
Hammerhead maybe, but
Tombstone wasn't at that meeting.
No, he wasn't. Actually, he's not created yet.
He's not there. Yeah.
He's not in it.
He's basically Hammerhead.
Yeah, but he's all over. Hammerhead's just a steel head.
But like they just took Hammerhead and killed him and made him dead,
made him bigger
and grayer, and they're like, oh, Tombstone. I'm like, what happens to Hammerhead? Yeah. But then they flash to the prison where Smythe's little gadget breaks through the fence and then crawls into the wall and then breaks through the wall
and gets Chameleon out.
Who's the fucking worst. I will be saying that a lot today. He is the fucking worst. But he has this nice little, like the little spider that breaks in, opens up.
Robot machine.
He gets his little belts where he can change. And then he has that moment with the security guard is like, wait, like this.
Yeah.
Everyone in this cartoon is an idiot. Like nobody has any rational common sense or like thought process.
Wait a minute.
The guard's like
me.
Hey, first I was like, the warden? How'd the warden get in here? Yeah. He opens the door. Hey, warden, why are you in here? And then he changes into himself. He's like, wait a minute. Yeah. You're not me. Idiot again.
You and me?
And then like,
I am you.
Yeah, Chameleon just walks out, closes the door, and the guy's like, wait, no, Chameleon's broken up, and just closes the little frame so you can't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
Idiots. Hilarious, but idiots.
And then he goes to Shocker's cell. Shocker's dressed in full costume.
Which I don't get, right? So they go to Scorpion, no suit on. They go to Mysterio, no suit on.
Shocker, full costume.
Full costume in bed. Just like, yo, I'm sleeping. I'm like, what kind of lazy prison system?
They never show him without his costume in the show. Ever. Like, you don't see Shocker.
Until later this episode.
Oh, yeah.
In the second part.
Right, like a quick little...
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Which is fair, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Stupid prison. And then they go to Rhino, who's also in his costume. So, like, he's bound to that one in this universe.
Yeah, he's bound to that. So that's, yeah. And he's in a separate cell. He's in, like, a big, like...
Yeah, they had to, like, reinforce where he's staying. And the only one that makes sense is Octavius, who they have to...
With his arms.
He can't go anywhere with that.
Yeah.
Although I would have tried to, like, saw those motherfuckers off, right?
Something.
But, like... All of his arms are like
connected to separate braces around like a circle room, right?
Makes sense. That's the only one that makes sense to me. And then the 5 of them come in there and each take a fucking arm to like break out of the.
I kind of want like a picture of Shocker in bed like that.
Just like that should be the cover art for this motherfucker. Like, how did he get to keep his costume? And then
and they get to a warehouse.
They all go on a helicopter. They just follow. Why not? Get in a helicopter. They go to a warehouse, and then a robot.
Spider-Man shows
Well, they don't know that. Spider-Man shows up in the corner. Like, wait a minute, Spider-Man! And then immediately stock footage of Spider-Man fighting them from earlier seasons. I was like, I've seen that crate before. I've seen him hit that wall before. Yeah. But they defeat Spider-Man, which they turns out to be.
Scorpion or Rhino's like, oh, he's a robot.
He's a robot the whole time. I had no idea.
Like, they're dumb as shit.
He's dumb, and he's not even Russian. So you didn't even get the two prongs.
Never call him Alexei.
You could have called him
Alexei.
You could have had a dumb Russian here. That would have been hilarious, right? Yep. America's always pro-America.
Yeah, they were good with Octavius.
Yeah, he's kind of got a twang to him.
He's got the accent.
Even Mysterio's kind of got an accent to him back. But, they defeat the robots. And Kingpin's like, this is what you're going to do to the
and he talks them into it. So this was kind of... They were okay here because they kind of mostly agree with it, the guys that have worked with them before.
Yep.
But the hardest one you'd think out of the 6 to convince to work with you would be Doc Ock.
Right.
And it was. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is good. Like, this is good.
And he bragged him with a lab and all the tech that he could use.
Okay, yeah.
And I like how they did the whole handshakes in. And then you get Ock's little robot hand to go. Like, he won't even put his real hand. He's like, you get a fake hand.
Yeah,
I crush you all when I want to crush you all. Team handshake, awesome.
Spider-Man runs home with no powers, remember? Because he's got no power, so he runs home.
Right.
In like a blanket. He finds a blanket off someone's
clothesline,
right?
Yeah, he's running through. And then he appears in that. Before
he falls asleep for 26 hours.
Yes, that also happened.
Right, and then
Aunt May's like super dumb too, because she's like, oh,
just let him sleep that whole time.
Well, that and before that, she's like, oh, Peter, where you been? He's like, I was jogging. He's like, in a blanket. He's like, yeah. And he's like, you look so white. I was like, yeah, I'm sick. Like, God bless her. She's just an old lady, sweetheart. Not even like blinders on.
Oh, and then he sleeps for 26 hours and is late for class, and you get the first introduction of Michael Morbius here.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, when he wakes up and he's all like, I feel great.
Yeah.
Stock footage of him going on the ceiling.
Yeah.
From the first episode when he got the powers. I was like, I've seen him in those boxers and pajamas before.
Yeah, we're dumb as kids. You just like, you don't even.
We were just happy to have fucking cartoons for like 12 hours a day. Good. Yeah. It's just... But your mind wasn't like, I've seen that before.
Wait a second.
I've seen that. But yeah, first entrance of Michael Morbius. And dude's already dressed like a vampire, so there's no surprise when it happens.
Everybody's wearing different. Like Peter's got a T-shirt on. He's wearing like a tight fitted shirt with a big long trench coat on. Yeah, so it's like what's the temperature outside?
There's a crazy discount on trench coats because there's like 6 of them ended up with trench coats throughout this episode, and everyone got their own personal trench coat. So either Kingpin's got a deal or like he works at Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, so he agrees to a date with Felicia to help her study.
Before so Felicia sees Peter, sees Michael, and they're all kind of talking. Michael tries to make a move on Felicia. She's like, "No, you're weird." They go walk off, and she says, "What type of B movie did he come from?" And Spider-Man's quip, or Peter's quip, is the revenge of Dracula's ego. It's not even that good, but clearly everyone knew he was going to be Dracula. Like, there's no sugarcoating. Like, watch out for this guy. He's gonna be a vampire.
He'll want plasma at some point.
And then Flash Thompson shows up, still wearing his like high school Letterman jacket.
Yeah, because they're in college here, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that's a college jacket.
No.
And he's all like, "Yeah, Spider-Man's got the."
Yeah, he's still got a boner for Spidey.
Spider-Man 6, right? And then you get the first J. Jonah Jameson. Like voice or appearance in this episode where he's just on the news saying, "I knew Spider-Man was the worst. He's teaming up with villains," right? And you get a nice little TV view of Chameleon playing Spider-Man, running alongside with Rhino as they're fucking up shit.
And then so Spidey, when he's fighting the Six,
the first time.
Yeah, the first time. You think that Doc Ock went on Scorpion real hard for no reason.
Yeah, those two do not like each other.
But he just calls them names for no reason. You bumbling idiot. It's like, what did he do?
I wrote here, where did I wrote it? I wrote something like...
Yeah, they were just like, they were doing whatever. They're actually beating Spider-Man because his powers are leaving.
Right. Yeah, I wrote Scorpion versus Ock. These two do not like each other.
Yeah, and
for whatever reason.
He's like, "You bumbling idiot." He's like, "Hey, don't call me names." It's like, well, why would, like, for real though, that was kind of mean.
Like, for whatever you know, you knew what you're signing up for. You're working with these 5 guys.
Yeah.
All you have to do is kind of coordinate, which they eventually.
Chameleon doesn't talk, so the other ones aren't that smart.
This is how much I hate Chameleon. So when they initially fight him and Spider-Man loses powers and runs off, Kingpin through radio headset says, "Split up, go find them," and they all use their powers to go separate from being that clique of 6.
Yep.
So Mysterio disappears. Ock uses
his arms. Yeah.
Rhino runs off. Chameleon turns into a homeless man, turns around and walks away. What the fuck? You're useless, bro. A homeless guy and walks away.
He's keeping 6.
Oh my god.
He's keeping 666.
What an idiot. Chameleon's the worst. I wrote that several times. And then after that, like, Peter's out of his costume and he kind of gets to, like, he has this conversation with himself of what it would be like to be normal.
To not have powers.
Yeah, he kind of comes to grips with that.
But he goes to visit Doc Connors anyways, to kind of, like, get some tests on. Yeah, what's happening with me, Doc? And he thinks he's losing his powers. Well, he knows he's losing his powers.
Right. But he just doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, And
apparently it's mutagen, which they made a reference to earlier in the episode, and it was Connors talking about how the Tombs Foundation is going to fund.
So as a highlight of Vulture,
yeah, which was cool. It was going to fund this new mutagen kind of project or like research.
Yep.
So Connors is now the leading expert in it, and little known secret that Spider-Man was created because of mutagens with the mutated spider, right? So that was a nice little tie-in to everything together that I definitely didn't get when I was a kid. I wasn't listening for Tombs. I wasn't like, they talked about Vulture.
You don't get it.
None of that gets up.
And then it goes to nighttime, where Ock and Scorpion run into each other again, but they're both in trench. So rather than they're in the same brown trench coats, right?
Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
like those pervert trench coats that.
Like I swear the animators were watching TMNT the original, and they just kept like, I like the way that Raphael looks in that trench coat because they all just the same.
Like Scorpion still got his mask on. Like it's.
Doc Ock is still wearing his sunglasses at night.
Yeah, he's got the yellow boots underneath.
And the yellow gloves. Like, what? Like, nobody knows how they look?
It's so awkward. But, I mean, they have a good idea. Like, Scorpion has a good idea. Like, okay, let's check in on the Aunt May, because...
I know, Peter lives here, and Peter's the one who always gets pictures of Spider-Man. Amazing. So they smart.
Yeah. They have a little truce to them.
Very sound. And Ock is smart enough to take the reins and be like,
yeah, he's a talker.
Instead of brute force, is like, hey, Aunt May, I'm a doctor. True.
Okay, for brown trench coat gang.
They literally are. And tells Aunt May that basically, Peter's sick, he's at a hospital, you should come with us.
Yeah.
Very smart. Yeah, follow me. I have a voice that is very interesting.
And they take him to like a clinic that Kingpin had to... I was gonna say repair, but to take care of his hires when they get hurt. I was like, that's a smart idea. Yep. So he has his own clinic that the goons he hires when they get hurt. They go there. Yeah. I was
and every movie, there's always that guy that's like, oh, I'm off the books. I'll take care of you.
And Parker finds out.
Right.
So he comes running.
They leave a note for him. They leave a note. Yeah, Parker brings Spider-Man. We have your aunt.
So he dresses up as Spider-Man with no powers and just runs right in.
Right. Well, I was gonna say before they get to that, Ock and Aunt May are sitting on the couch in the hospital, and it's pretty evident that Aunt May wants Doc Ock's cock. She's getting romanced by the bone. She's like, oh yes, dear. Oh,
she likes the company.
You're a doctor. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, you know he dropped that on purpose.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting.
What's the age gap for that? How old's Doc? He's gotta be in his 50s, right?
Yeah, May's in his I'm gonna say late 60s.
Ooh, that's generous by this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be generous.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Late 60s, as in like 69.
Oh dear, you can go there if you want to. I don't know what it is with the octopus. It's got to be like 99.
Yeah.
A lot of arms. 89.
And then so the Sinister Six. The Insidious Six.
Yeah, because for whatever reason they
and Kingpin goes, my Insidious Six. It's like, what?
Clearly, yeah. And now you know the real reason why he has his own clinic.
STDs.
Thank you.
See, it's all coming together here. There's a plot behind the plot.
My Insidious. So I don't know if when he slipped him a pill and he's like, "You're gonna be in my team. You're gonna be in my team." You have to subscribe to get the video of
Beautiful Beast.
Just giving it to Rhino. And then
they trap him.
Yeah, Spider-Man runs in. Not full power, and he's trapped with all six, right? So that's the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
Great first episode.
Yeah.
If you're a young, dumb kid who can't see all this shit, that's like, wait a minute. And I've seen this episode before, and you figure out it's a clip show because they've added in all this stuff.
The trench coat thing is, I think, the funniest. I think that was the funniest part.
That and fucking Chameleon walking away as a homeless dude. I was like, the audacity of you. Like, you know you don't belong in this group. But they get even weirder in the second episode.
The battle of Insidious Six. Spidey gets dummied by the Sinister.
Yes.
By the Insidious.
And I laugh so hard at Mysterio screaming out, "My hollow cubes!"
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, my hollow, and his globe lights up.
Like a little box falls over, and like 10 cubes roll out, and Doc Ock's like, "I told you not to put it there," right?
Yeah.
Like they've been college roommates
for
so long. Yeah. It's like, why are you putting your hollow cubes everywhere?
And that was for nothing either. Just like it turned into a jungle. He's like, I gotta look out for rhinos.
He just wanted to say rhinos,
and scorpions,
and octopi, and they're all just.
I was like,
pushing through the bush, and then they pick him up, and then it fades.
We know where they're going.
And if there's anyone that could like see through these holograms, it would be Mysterio.
You'd think
but
so.
You're crying about your holocubes.
My holocubes.
My holocubes. Like you loser. So it doesn't last long, and then Silvermane gets the picture-in-picture from. Kingpin, who now sees that his Insidious Six have captured who they think is Spider-Man.
They unmask him right quick, and I was like, wow, this is gangster. Like, I was like, wow.
And then you find out how much these guys are idiots. Like, just idiots. Like, it pained me to watch this again. Because it's not even like Spider-Man was smart enough to think of this way out of...
No, Doc Ock does it.
Doc Ock gives him an out. It's like, oh no, you're not Peter. Yeah. You're not Spider-Man.
I know Peter Parker.
You're Peter Parker. And then you get
He's like, yeah, you took my aunt, so I was,
he's just fumbling for something. Yeah. You get more flashbacks because clearly if I'm not gonna get stock footage, you're just gonna give me flashbacks.
Yeah.
To like when he was, I don't remember what the flashbacks were, but it was stupid. Anyway.
Wait, about like the crime lords get mad at Kingpin again, so then what he does, he turns around and kidnaps Silverman.
Yeah, like literally it went from where was it? Let's go get Spider-Man to
let's turn on Silverman. Let's kidnap him.
In a matter of like 3 seconds, they're like, let's fuck the original plan about killing Spider-Man. Let's just go get this mob boss.
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, and it's successful. They get him.
Well, okay, before they get to that point, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is now going to work with the Insidious Six to at least make Aunt May feel better about the situation. Because she's still in the waiting room, right?
Yes.
So they go to the makeshift hospital room. She comes in, Peter's in bed.
Yeah.
Otto Octavius has changed into a suit and tie.
Yeah, he actually looks respectable.
Yes, right?
There's a nurse there.
Who's Chameleon. The motherfucking Mysterio is hidden as a plant. What the fuck? Why do you even need to be in the room? Like, there's no reason for that. And if you're in the room, why are you a fucking houseplant? To make your team look so stupid. He's a fucking houseplant. And I had him like top 3 of like the Insidious Six too. And then he fell all the way down to just above Chameleon, who I think is an idiot. Why are you a fucking houseplant?
He's so underused in this.
He says my hollow cubes, he's a houseplant. And then later on, we'll get to that when he does the air conditioning thing. That made me fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get there. Why are you that? And then I still think Chameleon is the worst because he picked a female nurse. He could have been a man nurse.
Yeah, he could have been.
Yeah. He could have been a doctor.
Yeah.
He could have been a lawyer. He could have been a doctor. He could have been a police officer. He wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
Why you want to be a nurse? The one cool thing was when they finally decided, like, okay, fuck Spider-Man now. We have Peter Parker on our side. Let's go get Silvermane. They use Rhino as a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
They hitch him to a helicopter.
That's pretty cool.
That was, and it just straight through. I was like, that's a super cool idea. I'd love to see that again in any other medium. Yeah, show me that again. And then, I saw it right here. So fuck, where is it? I lost it again.
I like how Spider-Man kind of he goes to protect Silvermane right from jump. He doesn't even know who Silvermane is yet.
Well, like the Insidious Six are like, so fuck Spider-Man, let's just go kill the 5 families.
Yeah.
Like, just like that, right? Like, the whole reason you were assembled was to get Spider-Man. Nah, Silvermane.
Like, he'll come to us now that we have Parker.
Sure.
Whatever. And then, so Spider-Man.
But when they're actually breaking into, like, Silvermane where he is, and they're a team, they're fucking amazing, right? Because really they all know their fucking parts, they all know what to do.
Yeah.
They switch. Chameleon turns into Silvermane and tells them not to
to
cancel
on. Yeah.
Although you could have just gone straight to that and sent Chameleon in there to be like, hey, pretend to be Silvermane and cancel it, and then shoot the real Silvermane.
I mean, problem solved. Yeah.
Episode end. You don't really need Electro to be like, yeah, I gotta do something that's shocking. Like, you don't need them.
Shocker, you mean? Like, just how
my mistake. Yeah, you don't need Shocker to do anything, but could have been the whole plan.
And because so Parker ends up in a trench coat. In a trench coat, right?
They take the elevator up. I don't know I don't know who's handing out trench coats, but clearly all you have to do is be part of the team to get a trench coat.
Brown trench coat gang, man.
I guess that's what they really should have been. The Sinister, or no, the brown, Insidious brown.
I do like that when he gets Silvermane, and he takes him into safety,
right?
And he puts him down the chimney. He goes, if you say ho 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 real loud, you'll be fine.
Great quip. But how many high-rise apartments?
Less chance to get stuck.
How many high-rise apartments
have chimneys?
Have fucking chimneys in it?
He found the one.
And he gets lowered all the way down, and on the bottom floor are 2 kids. And Silvermane walks off like a pedophile.
We don't know if it's the bottom floor. But yeah, he does walk.
So he took 2 kids all the way down to the where's the fucking doormat? There's no parents. This is the middle of the night. This Peter old man is like, I'm Santa Claus.
This is the 90s. He doesn't even have a beard.
He should have fucking soot all over him.
Yep. No, his suit was clean.
Stupid. Okay, so they're on the roof and they're trying to. The plan is that Peter is going to call Spider-Man to the roof where the Insidious Six can trap him and kill him. They get to the roof. Mysterio's plan is, because Spider-Man's like,
why is Mysterio here?
I will tell you right now. This is the perfect point and reason why Mysterio's here. They get to the roof. Spider-Man's like, with all these crazy large villains, like, you can't stand here. Spider-Man's gonna see you. It's like, Mysterio's like, I have a plan for that. gives everyone a holocube, and they turn into air conditioners. I laughed so fucking long for so many different reasons. He's just here for holocubes.
Big.
And literally, the holocubes defeated the Insidious Six. Because when Spider-Man's running off, he tosses one back, and Rhino falls, and he thinks he's falling down a cliff.
Yeah.
He tosses another one, it turns into a jet, and he's like, no, you idiots, it's not a real jet. Yeah. The holocubes are the all-star of this episode. Look at that. Oh my gosh, dude.
My holocubes.
This is brutal. And, like, Rhino is the dumbest, too. So, like, he saves Silvermane.
We know he's dumb. They
take him back into I guess, I don't know if it's an apartment complex, or if it's a building, or if it's a structure. They go back inside. Silvermane and Spider-Man are trying to sneak down.
It gets weird here, because the Six get split up, and sometimes they're inside the building, sometimes they're outside.
This is cartoons for you. There's a lot of cutscenes, and basically Spider-Man meets Rhino, and Rhino's like, oh, I got you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, he grabs him and he
like, no, I'm Chameleon. Like, no, I thought I would just dress up like Spider-Man so I can trick Silvermane into trusting me. He's like, oh, that's a smart idea. I wish I was as smart as you. Yeah. It's like, you can't be smart. There's Spider-Man, old man, and he, on a dime, Rhino turns and like
just wrecks,
floors it through another air conditioner, I guess.
Yeah.
And like knocks over Shocker. Oh, sorry, Shocker.
No, he's hit someone Shocker and Mysterio. Yeah.
And like, you idiot, right? So,
and then he sees Chameleon. They're like, "What are you doing?" And Shocker's like, "You ripped my suit." Right? And
amazing.
And fucking he goes, "Well, Chameleon told me to," and then Chameleon comes around, and because he doesn't talk,
right?
Unless he's...
Rhino talks briefly. He's like, "You made a joke. Like, you made an ass out of me." It's like,
and then he takes him off screen, so you assume that he's pummeling Chameleon, right? So that's 4 of the 6.
And then somehow they end up back outside again because Shocker gets thrown into a well-placed fucking pool of water. What are those?
Oh, things? The water towers, yeah.
Water tower.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no, my suit's ripped. I'm gonna explode." And then you finally see him without his suit as he jumps from it and explodes.
Okay, so then Spider-Man's up on the roof with Scorpion. Let's take a pause here.
Sure.
He's on the roof with Scorpion and Ock.
Right.
Okay.
Who end up fighting each other again.
Yeah, but let's count, like, Shocker's suit blew up. Right?
Right, and he jumped from it.
Okay.
And he can take off his suit, so you're a terrible prison system.
But he's out of it.
Sure.
yeah.
He got out of it. I was like, what the hell?
Rhino is pummeling Chameleon. That wouldn't last long. That wouldn't last long. So where the fuck is Rhino now?
Still inside.
And then, so those 3, and then where's Mysterio?
I would assume a houseplant again.
Like an air conditioner. So it's like, now we've lost track of 2 guys for no reason.
Right.
2 of them we can assume were beat. But where are the 2?
And
so you have Scorpion
and then 2 are facing off on the roof because Spider-Man's like, woo! He said, woo! He's playing that.
Yeah.
You've all had that friend in elementary school who's just egging on shit to make you guys fight.
Oh, you're going to take advice from him. You're going to take orders from him. And then, of course, Ock starts throwing names again for no reason.
And then he gets the acid on the
arm.
On the arm.
Yeah.
And it looks all deformed and everything. And then somehow they're in a chimney. And he lowers them down the chimney. He's like, be Santa Claus. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I said Silvermane looks like a pedo the way that he walked out of that. He has 2 kids. He's like, bye. Yeah. And then he tells Spider-Man, you've helped me with my...
Oh, what a sweet old man. Yeah. Like, meanwhile, he just left.
So, Silvermane walks off. Then Spidey walks off. Yep. Insidious Six is like, fuck this shit.
They split up.
They walk off.
Shocker's back in the suit.
Walks off. They all quit.
Chameleon's no bruising.
Walks off. Rhino walks off. I'm not doing this anymore. Walks off. The next day, Felicia and Michael show up together.
Yep.
And Spider-Man's like, hey, what's going on here? They walk off. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Everybody just walked off this episode. They didn't even seal it. Like,
goodbye, Parker.
Peter's such a fucking schmuck. Like, the biggest schmuck. That's how I end it. Yeah. It's a walk-off.
Yes, the MJ and Aunt May are still around. Yeah. Oh, and Dr. Connors tells him that he's mutating further from... Which
would set up for the next episode.
Yeah.
So as an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, I was like, oh my gosh, can't wait for the next episode. Meanwhile...
You said mutation?
It's a walk-off. Peter's a
But yeah, that is...
the greatest episode of Spider-Man.
You know what's funny? Despite all the dumb shit,
it's still pretty good.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I was like, this is pretty good. It's just a lot of dumb shit. What's your bottle cap?
I gotta give this bottle caps. It's
I
not.
I don't know. I was gonna give it 2.
I would give everything 2. Yeah, it's probably a 2.
It's fun. I enjoyed everything. Like I like this version.
Here's
of
the thing about this cartoon, because we have a couple more episodes with the animated series.
Yeah, we'll do a bunch of these.
For as bad as maybe the scripts and the pacing is, the
characters are proper though.
Sure, and they jam pack like 30 characters into one episode. That your mind, I was like, oh my gosh, Rhino's here. Oh my god, he's gonna be Morpheus. I get to see Punisher. Like
you get the crime lords.
Yeah, they throw in everybody, so it always seems like, oh my gosh, like this is the best comic book ever because you're always waiting for everybody to get to the party. So yeah, I give it 2 comic books. It gets a boom. Is this a boom?
No,
boom
no, this is just bottle cap.
Damn, I give it two bottle. I've been drinking 2 bottle caps.
Time to take your medicine, you fly-eating fool. And my shock therapy's just what the doctor ordered.
If I thought it would bring back my spider powers, I'd be tempted. But since the attending physician is Doc Ock, I'd better steer clear.
My holocubes! I told you to store them somewhere else.